Before we begin, thank you very much to the returning Master Ben 95. Welcome back to the Patreon campaign over at patreon.com/TJOmega. This is the hardest month for a content creator. January is when the ad revenue just kind of plummets because everyone's exhausted from doing a lot of ads in December for Christmas, etc. So the help that you provide there is getting me through the month. I'm not even kidding about that. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to continue and pitching in just a little bit so the daily content can keep going. I don't like today's topic, but we gotta discuss it because I keep seeing this, it keeps coming up, and it keeps getting on my nerves, so we finally have to just kind of address an elephant in the room here. So, Transformers has officially put out these images for the brand new core class figures for Rise of the Beast. Some of the very few figures that we have officially seen from the movie. And the RC looks okay. She's very Energon RC in the way she seems to function and transform. They've definitely gone heavier on the red than the pink because old Hasbro can't figure out that the color doesn't really matter. But she looks okay. For a core class, the bike mode looks fine. It's a little simple, but it's core class, so what do you expect? But you know what? For the most part, and it does look mistransformed, by the way. It does look like her arms are supposed to go all the way back and then rotate and clip together. You can see, like, on her... No. Sorry. Sorry about that. But you can see where, like, her torso is, like, those arms are supposed to hinge up where her head currently is, and for some reason they didn't figure that part out. I'm assuming that whoever took the stock photos can't figure out alternate modes in general, because here's core class Freezer, a character we had no clue about, no hint about previously, and the advertisement says that he has 3 Cybertronian weapon modes, none of which they showed. So we have no idea what this guy turns into. You've barely shown off any of the toys from this toy line, and we don't even get to see what this one becomes. It's a Transformer with 4 modes, as you've shown exactly 25% of the toy. Brilliant. And my dog in the other room is also very upset over this lack of transparency and visibility here. I think a lot of people thought this was Frenzy, by the way. So, what is a collector to do? What is a collector to do? See, this is just representative of something that's been going wrong in Transformers for a long time, and that's just the overall marketing of the brand. It's been a long time since I saw Transformers really, like, be the ones to bring things out and actually show them off. I mean, it really has... It feels like ever since we lost BotCon and the official conventions, it feels like Hasbro just has not been able to figure out how to actually present upcoming toys to us. They try, and they're trying to do this on the digital end. They're trying to do it. I understand doing it bit by bit to kind of keep the hype going over time. But take a look at this. So this is the new toy reveal on their Instagram. If we go down here to the last toy reveal post they did, it was 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago, December 6th, the month of Christmas, the toy month of the entire year, came and went, and they had barely anything to actually show us. That's not how this works. That's not how you advertise a business. Here's the busiest toy month of the year, and we as a big toy company don't have anything to show for our biggest brand, even with a movie coming out next year. And this is just kind of indicative of the Hasbro brand in general. For the most part, it just seems like they don't know how to actually put out. So, I mean, let me look at this. You know how we know about most of our Transformers these days and how we can actually prepare our budgets and our wallets? This stuff. People getting these early and snapping photos for us. Someone sneaking one out of a factory in Vietnam or China and showing it off for us, or getting it to someone who does show it off for us, one or the other. And this is how we have to absorb our Transformers. And the bad thing about that is we never know what condition these are in. Here's our first look at Scourge. You can barely make out details about him. It's even hard to see where his right arm is in this photo. It's obviously mistransformed. He's got a gun thing on the side we don't know about. He's got big chunks of kibble. We don't know if that's transformed or not. And this is how we have to take in our new stuff for the first time. Super scuffed, pictures like this that we don't even know if they're complete or not. And this is basically how Transformers has been hyped up and advertised for like a good 10 years now. And this is all buried in some Hasbro executive bigwig who still is like worried about this like corporate espionage thing about we can't show off our toys in process and in production because we don't want anyone stealing any of our designs. We don't want any The third party market exists, Hasbro. It's existed for a long time now. It's too late. It's happening. I guarantee you, before these toys have ever shown off, there is some company out there that sees as soon as they see what the character looks like in the trailer and what the vehicle on set looks like, they're already figuring out how to make one into the other. They're already spinning this into a production of their own. And when it comes to this series, when it comes to Rise of the Beasts, they have an even bigger leg up on that. And we're gonna, and that's a big reason. This movie was delayed by a year. This movie was supposed to come out in 2022. It was supposed to come out in June of 2022. Now we have to wait till June 9th of this year. You know why that's such a huge issue? Because on previous ones, we can kind of forgive. I kind of understand the toy line's new. Maybe it's not completely done. Maybe you want to make sure it's as accurate or as finished as possible before you show it off, just so you don't give anyone a misconception or the wrong idea of what they're going to be buying. However, with Rise of the Beast delayed by a year, we've had listings for these toys for a long time now. We've known what characters were going to be used. We've seen the vehicles on set. We've known about this movie a long time. And a lot of this stuff that we are seeing now that is being leaked left and right is stuff that has been sitting in warehouses for months and months because the movie got delayed. In this situation, it's all done already. There is nothing that they there's nothing they can't do right now because it's all done. It's all just waiting for release. And it's baffling to me. Like, this could be like a great way of turning their marketing around and actually like cluing fans in and doing some official stuff. Like, look at this new Cheetor we got. Look, we based it kind of on the Kingdom design, but we modify the transformation to give you a new experience. We short him up so he's a big, beefier bot. Like, nope, nothing like that. Gotta go with the leaks. Gotta go with the people who stole them out of the factory. And what's baffling, look at this. This is how we learn about Transformers these days. We don't learn from Hasbro. Keep in mind, these are listings that come up in computers when a toy has officially hit a point in production where they know they can sell it to retailers. When it's in a retailer's computer, they have already purchased their stock. That's why it's there. So all of this is coming out in one way or another. It's very rare when the listing shows up in a computer and it doesn't come out. It happens, but for the most part, if Walmart has it in their system, it's going to be in their store at some point. And this is how we have to absorb our stuff. It's got to be people who farm this out of Walmart computers. It's got to be people who can actually trick the number pad at Target and actually pull something up that isn't supposed to be revealed yet. These are the kinds of things that we get our information from now. No official source, it's all leaked information. Now, this has been true for a long time, but understand, if this is far enough along the line for Walmart and Target to actually be buying their stock, it should be in some kind of state where Hasbro can officially say, yes, This is on the way. We are working on this. I don't care what it is. Do your Instagram like, who's that Pokemon? Show me a silhouette of what the next Titan's going to look like. You've got the capacity for it. Even if the toy's not produced, you got the CAD model. You can just go ahead and post that. And what bugs me is that this is a $1 billion company that's letting its entire narrative be run by people who are pulling things out of computers, or people who are buying stolen merchandise and using YouTube to flip some attention for themselves for it. And that's not how it should work. Like you're literally letting toy thieves decide how the community as a whole is going to learn about the brand new product and toys and see them for the first time. Keep in mind, there is nothing that an early reviewer can show you that Hasbro could not show you faster. Before there's any samples out of a factory that can be reviewed, Hasbro's got them in their offices. They've got them. They've got the first ones that came off the factory floor in order to check over and get final approval on the toy. That's all it takes. Someone at Hasbro to go, hey, we've already got this. Maybe we should tell people that it's in the work. No. We got to be guessing. We got to keep people guessing. We got to let them figure out through the most vague and uncontrollable methods possible that are completely beyond our ability to control it. Even in this kind of stuff, even in their other realms, they don't try anymore. When's the last time you saw a commercial on TV for Transformer toys? I mean, for a collector's line, the last time I knew one was in Siege, and I didn't see any for Legacy. And now, hey, look, we're looking at Legacy Evolution now, already coming out, and I have never seen anything for the previous year's toys. I don't even remember anything for Kingdom. They don't even try anymore. And I mean, probably for the best. I'm looking at this video, 7,000 views. That's a video that's about 3.5 years old. That should be higher for from a commercial from a major brand. I know kids don't watch as much TV as they used to, which is one reason why they don't produce toy commercials anymore. Frankly, I don't even know what kind of toy commercials there are at all. I don't watch TV in any traditional means anymore. You can see the boxes covering my TV over my left shoulder. That shows you how much TV I watch. None. What happened to things like cross sales? Just print something on the back or the side of the box that just says, look at all the other stuff you could be collecting. So at least a kid coming up to an aisle can actually see, oh, it's not here, but they probably had this, or this is about to come out. These were cool. This little mini catalog, or forget the mini catalog. What happened to the big catalogs? What happened to that little piece of paper you'd unfold, that was stuffed in with the instructions that showed you, here's all the cool stuff it's coming out with. Cybertron had the best idea. It's 4 posters, so it didn't spoil anything that was coming out. Nothing too far anyway. It showed you stuff that was coming out later on. Of course it did. But it also, this cyber map, I believe, is the second one. Because it's showing Brush Guard on there. It's showing Buzzsaw. There's a lot of Wave 1 stuff missing. But this was kind of brilliant. These catalogs would show you what was currently available, the stuff that was coming out in the next, couple months, and then you get the next wave, and they go, oh, well, here's another map that shows me what's coming out a few months later. And even that's kind of, even that is not, thrown in anymore. And then, what's a shame about things like this is that catalogs are sometimes the only reason why we even know things existed. For the titanium line, the 3-inch ones, look at the right side, look at the right column here. Black Rodimus, Shockwave, Ultra Magnus, Grimlock. A lot of these never saw the light of day. No prototypes, no painted samples, no nothing. The only reason we know about a lot of these ever existing at all is because they used to advertise what they have. It almost feels as if, now that Transformers is such a big brand and we got big live action movies, we've always got a cartoon on TV, now we don't need to advertise anything, which might be technically true, But they do need to advertise things, especially when you have the third-party marketplace that is trying to compete directly with you. You have this avenue digitally that you can tell us what's coming out, show us in advance, and maybe we'll be excited for that and not be waiting for third parties to go, well, hang on, we just got a better Bumblebee coming out. Just wait for ours. Because they jump on that a lot. There's third-party toys we knew about years ahead of their release. It's ridiculous. But guess what? It doesn't seem to hurt them at all. Hasbro could show us all this stuff in prototype state when it's just hitting production. And I don't see what harm it would do. So where does that leave us? I mean, what do you do to be better than that? Well, you have the fan streams, which they haven't had a Transformer one since Deathsaurus ended. And they really didn't have any before that were really that solid for Transformers. Keep in mind, I do a weekly news show for Transformer stuff, and it's usually around 20 minutes long. I could do that all on my own, and I don't have access to all the stuff that Hasbro does. I don't have this whole pipeline of prototypes and painted samples on the way. I don't have this internal list of all the toys coming out. I mean, okay, in some cases I do, but that's beside the point. They have the access, they have the ability, but they've just have this ancient ideal that they can't reveal their stuff too soon for whatever reason, and it's hurting them badly. And right now, there really is no excuse for it with the Rise of the Beast coming out. They're letting people basically they're basically letting us influencers, whether we're talking about it like here or whether we are, finding listings in Walmart and sharing them, they're letting us control the narrative, which is not technically what a billion-dollar company should do. It's free advertising for them, but it's also getting a lot of negative stuff out there. And, I feel like it does a lot of harm. As much as it's cool for us to find out so early and quick, there's a harmful side to it too. Especially when you think about all those leaked photos, and every now and then those have someone's name attached, and that's a career on the line. Also because someone wanted a little bit of clout for sharing a toy ahead of when Hasbro's ready to show it off. That's not cool to do. And that's the kind of thing that kind of fills the spectrum, which is why I'm like once it's out there, fine. But if I had inside info, I wouldn't be sharing it with you people, because that's dangerous. It legitimately is. But it shouldn't be. This stuff should be out as soon as Hasbro is capable of putting it out. And it's just an archaic idea that they can't. And yeah. So that's just my rant for the day. It's just my rant. I know advertising and marketing is not the most exciting of topics, but it does really kind of make me wonder why Hasbro lets this kind of stuff continue. And it makes me really wonder why we have to go through otherwise illicit means. Something is illicit in one way or another just to find out about our hobby, And I keep looking back at these lackluster efforts to actually show off the new stuff, and I just keep wondering, why does Hasbro just keep getting worse at this? They're months and months behind on what they could be doing, and I don't get it. I do not understand how it functions at all or what they're thinking. But that's just my rant for the day. Thank you for listening to it. Maybe this is just one of those videos where I just had to get something off my chest and the topic is boring and nobody watches. But hey, that's your prerogative. I do know I've got cool stuff coming up this week, though. So we'll make up for it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, everyone, for supporting. Always appreciate that as well. And as always, I will see you next time. Guys, I am facing the most powerful enemy any YouTuber can face, the algorithm, and I need your help to defeat him. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Every time you do, we attack that algorithm and we drive it back until it can no longer defeat this channel. Thank you very much.